Hey guys, um, today I was just really uh, thinking about representation, or more so, um, being dark skinned like on the planet. We live in a post-colonial world where a lot of um, perceptions are based on um, lightness, being white. I I'm learning Chinese. I've learned Chinese for years, and I'm going to go there and study. But you know, there's um pretty like not outspoken, but it's pretty visible. Like it's not hidden or you know like it's not hidden like in the U.S. where people have maybe implicit biases, but they won't overtly tell you, or they won't. There's no like overt things as much as there were before. But I mean, it's just a really confusing thing because it's like um, you're not really seen even now, and you kind of just get used to it. It's kind of just like something you know and have known for a while. You, if you're born, you know, not light skinned and you're brown or black, you you experience stuff and you experience hits to your identity. Things are normalized. People always say, "Oh, I wouldn't date XYZ," or they just shit, just stuff like that. And you're always shown other people. I was, I'm trying to make use of what I was given and to, build um, and pioneer my own path, live my own life. But I feel like I'm fighting not just the actual barriers that are in place for, making money or learning skills or like learning tech or learning Chinese. I feel like there's also this narrative, it's like I can't just be I can't just be um like an ambitious person, or I can't just be like somebody who wants to do things in my life. It's always sort of covered, or there's always this veil of a racial lens of like, oh, a black person doing this. It could be either way. It could be like in the derogatory sense of, oh, a black person, like that's kind of rare, like this person's encroaching, and that's not even really it, but there's also even the so-called good sides where it's like, oh my gosh, look at this impressive black person who, does Chinese stuff and he's coding and he's like trying so hard. And he's, it's like really black excellence right there. And it's like, that has a ceiling though. It's like your little pet that is proof that mm, we're better than we were, and see, we aren't so bad. We have, well, look, they couldn't do that before, but they don't expect, or nobody really looks at you, and if you don't fit, if you go outside of their expectations, then they can't place you, then they don't know what to do with you. You're never just an eccentric person like, you know, Steve Jobs or something was like weird, and he was like, he dropped out and he did all this shit, and he was like going on these like self discovery journeys. It's like you can't be a black person in tech and belittle people and do your own thing, and then shit just falls into your lap. It just does not happen. You just structurally, a lot of people don't have access, and even the people who have access, they are navigating these double consciousness and these racial layers. It's like, I think objectively, with the things that are possible in 2025 and the technology and the globalization and all this stuff and this constant flux, it's like, I think have the people who have the right skill set and are looking at things and are preparing, have the potential to reach like Musk level and like Jensen Huang level heights. But then I look and it's like not a single person at the very zenith of the world is like, see like a black guy there, a black person, and you don't see them at the apogee of this great founder mythological beings. You don't. You just kind of see these eccentric guys, and that's them. They kind of, and there is a lot of luck. I mean, really, it's truly like the statistics just play that way. If you compare the amount of, white and Asian men who were in environments and encouraged, or at least not actively working against narratives of our abilities, and they are put into these situations and see these things, and they're given the room to explore without fear of falling down and being judged and being categorized. You just, there's so much. How many more people do you think who are Asian and white are super involved in like math and super involved in like tech, and had parents who had these things in communities where it was normalized and where they were normalized, where they were just looked at as somebody who fit, versus, you know, black people. Like, there just aren't as many, structurally. What do we have, man? There was Jim Crow, there's structural forces, it's like you just don't even have this ability to compete, because in order to get these monster outliers, you have to have enough of like a pipeline of people who are, you have to have, there's a large survivorship bias. So for every like one Musk, there's like tens of thousands of like failures. But then what if you're a demographic where it's like, to have Musk level starting conditions and you're black, it's like that alone is like already an outlier. And then on top of that, how do you like the chance of failure is already so high, and then you're also fighting like preconceived notions, and it is just um, it's like disheartening. And I I always try to like not sort of bring up racial stuff because you can always everybody who's like ever sort of dealt with it, there's like you'll be met with eye rolls or like, oh, don't make it about race. But what I realized is, or what I've known for a long time, is just that's such a, you know, ignorant way to dismiss something because it's really all about race. If you aren't the default, your race will change the world you live in, you know. Like like you have to get comfortable with or you have to just get used to the fact that people will literally be like, "Oh, I don't date this type of person." You got to be comfortable with the fact that it's like, "Oh, my parents don't like, you know, you this part of your race." And then we're like, "Oh, it's like you're always starting off with these perceptions and this history, and it's always just like a thing you have to fight against just to break, you know, break through because you have to start from behind the starting line." But yeah, it's honestly ridiculous, man. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think, everything has a cost and a benefit. I think I have thicker skin in a way. I'm more comfortable just seeing the world as it is, but I still, at 21 years old, I just don't even have a great way of like thinking about this or dealing with it. So, still just going through and yeah.